Welcome to the Lead It Culture podcast, where every episode is about learning how to grow and thrive in today's culture, rather than letting the culture define who we are. Here are your hosts, Kenny Mason and Edgar.
All right. How's it going, Edgar?
It's going good. It's going good.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever good it is.
All the goods.
All the goods, yeah. We are here with another podcast, Lead That Culture. My name is Kenny. This is Edgar. And we are here to talk to you today about building resilience and dealing with stress and, you know, how to create a positive mindset so that we can be built up so strong. So, Edgar, tell me of a time. Can you think of a time that you were like most stressed, like where you were just like,
There's been quite a few for sure. I'll throw it in my freshman year in high school. I was taking biology, and biology is not my thing. I'm a numbers person. Like I loved physics, loved math.
What?
Yeah, but biology, I love chemistry, but biology was just memorization. Couldn't stand it. And I wasn't the best student either. So I wasn't really studying to learn.
Yeah.
And I remember my teacher, freshman year in high school, I had basically, I think I was borderline an F in that class.
Oh my goodness.
I was at a high 50. And she said, she looked at me, she goes, "You need an 80 on the final to pass my class." Ooh. And I was like, okay. So for the first time this year, I'm gonna have to study.
A 50, it wasn't a 20.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. I would have just failed. I wasn't the best student in high school.
Yeah.
Besides the point. She told me that I needed to get an 80 on the final to pass. I was like, okay, I'm gonna study. And I studied. I was super stressed because I did not want to fail. All my friends had straight A's. I was like, I can't be the one in the group to fail a class. And I studied. The most I studied for that class, and ended up getting a 78 or 77. And I remember she looked me in the eyes and she said, "I don't want to have you in my class next year, so I'm going to give you an 80.
Oh,
and I was like, "Thank you."
Wow.
Whatever, but okay, I'll pass.
Favor.
Yeah, I don't want you in my class, so I'm going to pass you just because I don't want you here.
Yeah.
So here you go.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, I was stressed out of my mind because I did not want to fail. And my parents, I grew up straight A's, elementary and middle school. So going into freshman year, my parents were not the happiest.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I definitely did not want to fail that class. But what about you?
I'm sitting here trying to think of a story, and oh my gosh, I remember one story. I could think of one story where I was just super duper stressed. I mean, it was right before I was just I was in school, and I was, everybody, when you go to college, you have to go through a validation process. Yeah. And so and it took a long time, to go through it because it was in the gym, it was tables set up, it was, your parents are in there with you because they're trying to help you with, all this other stuff. So when you're texting your friends and they're like, "Hey, where you at?" You just text back and say validation, because it's we're trying to get validated.
Gotcha.
And I remember just being there, I think one of the years, and it was just so much going on, and it was so much stress because you hear a lot of stories about people going to validation and having to go back home because they couldn't get validated. And it's oh my gosh, I don't want to be one of these guys. I know. So super, super stressful moment for me because you don't want to be, you do not want to be told that you have to go back home. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was super stressful. And it was a nail biting moment. I bet. With a lot of people and we were there for such a long, a really long time, which I felt like if you were there, boom, boom, you're easy. You go to your room, everything is all good. Right. I see you in a couple months, for you to your parents, but it was very stressful, but I ended up getting validated.
Good. Okay. You didn't go back. You didn't get turned around.
Jesus. Yes. It was crazy. I ended up getting validated, and everything ended up working out. But yeah, so that was a super duper stressful moment for me. One of the many. I feel like I have so much more stressful moments in my life. That's just the one that popped up in my mind.
Right. Same. Yeah, absolutely. I have another one, but I won't get into it. But yeah. For sure. And I think stressful moments, times like this, stressful times, whether it's a small time that you can think about, that's that maybe wouldn't have made that much of a difference as I think it would have, or if it's a big thing where it's like, yeah, I'm glad I went this route, because it would have made a major impact. I think it builds endurance, perseverance, resilience. Like going through these stressful times definitely builds something in you. Like your character is built in that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on?
A lot of times we try to run from problems. We try to get away from issues. We don't want them. And I think this is the thing to me. When I think about issues and problems, when my kids, I say this to my kids every day. I said, are y'all going to have a good day? They say no. I say, why? It's a whole routine. I say, why? They said, because we're going to make it a great day. I said, who's going to make it a great day? They say, me. And I say, by doing what? And they say, by making great decisions. We go through that every morning, you know? And I think it's the sense of being ready.
Yeah.
Right? Being ready. Are you waking up ready for problems? Are you waking up ready for issues? Are you waking up ready for any type of problem to happen that day? Because if you're not, then you're already setting yourself up to just have a good day instead of making it a great day. And I think when you change your perspective to making it a great day, like, I'm going to make it a great day and by the decisions that I make, you know, and I'm going to be ready. Like, I think about a goalie, right? With soccer. I'm terrible at soccer, by the way.
Same.
I wish I was good. I wish I could hoop and I wish I could play soccer. Those are two things I wish
I could play soccer.
Yeah. You can
solid
hoop.
hooper.
You can hoop.
Solid hooper.
I got to see you hoop. But I got to see you
No,
hoop.
we still haven't hooped.
I know. You might not. I'm the kid you pick last. I'm the guy you pick last. I'm a great passer. I'm John Stockton with it.
Yeah, sometimes you need a good playmaker.
That's me. I could call and point, and you know I just can't shoot. No.
That's fine.
But I think in soccer the goalie is alert. He's aware. She is ready. They're ready to block. You know, and I think we have to be like that in life. Are we ready? Yeah. Because offenses are gonna come. You know, we're gonna have people are gonna offend us. That's just the type of the world that we live in.
Absolutely.
Are you waking up ready to get offended? Ready for problems? Ready for that stuff? And if you are, then you're already developing. You're preparing yourself to be able to have your you know, just yourself built up and to have more just character and endurance and just more oomph in the world. You know, I don't even know how to explain that. You need oomph and when you're in that, you know, after high school, what do I need to do with my life? You know, there's so much pressure on me, you know, all of that stuff. Or when you're in high school or middle school, you know, so that's how I feel when it comes to building character. Like you have to be ready for it. Don't duck from it. No ducking.
Yeah. I think there's a rhino. Might seem random, but it'll tie in. There's a rhino, a type of rhino. I forgot what type of rhino it was, but there's a type of rhino that they see a storm brewing far away. And instead of running from the storm, they run straight into the storm because they'll get through the storm faster. When you run from the storm, when the rhinos run from the storm's going to catch up. The storm's still coming.
Oh, that's good.
You can't outrun the storm. It's going to hit you. But if you're running in the same direction as the storm, you're just going to be prolonging it.
That's good.
If you run into it and try to get through it, get past it, it'll seem faster. It'll probably go by faster. And that's something I always think about when I'm going through a stressful time or a difficult situation. I always look to ask myself, what am I going through? Or what can I learn from what I'm going through? You know, what's something I can learn? How can I grow from this? And it could be a very difficult time.
That's good.
And I know there's people who have lost family members, who have lost parents, who have lost siblings. I've been very blessed so far that I haven't lost anyone.
Right, yeah.
But that also tells me that I'm going to.
Yeah, one
like
day,
that's there in the future. It's going to happen. And so in those times of trauma and difficulty, like it seems like nothing is good, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a good thing or a good lesson or something that can grow you into the man or the woman that you're going to become.
Right, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so quick question, because we're talking about this.
Yeah.
For because we talked about, you know, building helping with stress. For how do you think that we can create a positive mindset to help with stress? So, like for a parent that's watching, that's listening right now or watching, and they're trying to understand the mind of a teen or understand the mind of their, young adult kid. What do you think a parent can do to help their, kid create a positive mindset to be able to better handle stress?
Yeah, I think at least to me, one of the biggest things is being present.
Yeah.
I think parents should always be intentional on being present in their kids' lives or in their students' lives, because one thing is for the whole family to go through something, and the parent knows that they're going through something, maybe their marriage is going through something, their kids can see it, and they know that they're going through something, but the kid may not realize, the student may not realize that the whole family is struggling with something. And a student, especially when you get to middle school, a lot of it is, I'm feeling this way.
Right, yeah.
I'm feeling stressed because of this. Like I'm having these anxious thoughts, or I'm hitting to a point where depression is becoming more and more real. And I can see this. I know the whole family is going through something, but no one sees me. No one's seeing me go through this.
Right. Yeah.
And I think parents need to be more and more intentional with their kids, especially nowadays. I mean, social media, a lot of what social media portrays is a perfect world and a perfect outlook. When you go through people's Instagrams, all you see is the good times, the good pictures. People aren't going to post a picture of them going through a state of depression or a state of anxiety. No one's going to take a picture of a panic attack and post and say, hey, this was me 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And so when they go on social media struggling with something, and they see all this perfection, they see all their friends going through good times and nothing's wrong with them, they begin to think, what's wrong with me, and why am I the only one going through this? So when parents become intentional and they ask them, hey, how are you doing? What are your thoughts? What are what's going through your mind as we're all going through this? They create that environment for the student to be vulnerable, to be honest, and to also show them that it's not just them. Like, it's not just a student hitting rock bottom.
Yeah.
The family is going through it, but they're going through it together, and they're struggling together, but they're gonna get through it together.
That's good. That's super good.
I think that's something that parents should do more and more of. I'm not saying that parents don't do it, but I think let's say you're a parent that does do it, be even more intentional on doing that. How can you do that more? How can you be more present?
Yeah, that's good. And I think for the mindset of, a teenager or a young adult, what can you do to create a better positive mindset is, I think, to be alone is really good. And, I talked before about how I'm an extrovert, and it's hard to be alone when you're an extrovert. Or if you identify with that, because you want to be, you get your energy from people.
Right.
But, it's easier for an introvert because they get their energy more from, just kind of calming down.
Yeah, exactly. Being by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I think being by yourself is a great tool to creating a better mindset, a more positive mindset. And this is why, because when you're alone, you can kind of get an idea of who you truly are. Right. But when you're always trying to, watch this and be with this group of people and do this, you're clashing identities, and you're running into an identity crisis. And you really need to get by yourself to figure out who you are, so that when you go back to be around people, you're not merging your identity with other people. You know who you are. You won't sway that. Okay, so now when you know who you are, you figure out why you're where you are. What's your purpose? What's your purpose in this? So that when, all types of, waves and winds of life come, crashing your way. You know why you are where you are. Because one of the questions you'll ask yourself is, do I even need to be here? And just ask the why. Why am I here? Am I here because, my mom and dad want me to be here? Or because they want me to work here, I'm here? Because they want me to go to this college, I'm here? Or am I here because I want to be here? Am I here because my friends are here? And am I here to prove myself for pride? Or what is it, And figure out the why, and then, solve that if it's a good or bad, either way. So creating a positive mindset. And I also think accountability, we talked about the accountability partner before. I think having that accountability partner really helps. because you got to be able to share that stuff with somebody. You know,
can't keep it bottled in.
You can't keep it bottled in, because when you do, the more and more it's because when you keep it in, it's kind of like a form of darkness. When it's out, it's in a form of light, and everything is exposed in light.
Yeah,
so creating a positive mindset really helps with, you know, that age when you have an accountability partner. Figure out who you are to get your identity. That's like so important in today's world. And then figure out why you are where you are. Yeah. You know, and then you'll hopefully start to think clearer, think better, because I'm not trying to be like you. I'm not trying to be like, you know, this person. I'm not trying to be like who I'm looking at, you know, on TikTok, Instagram, wherever. Exactly. You know, I'm just trying to be me and who I'm supposed to be in my assignment in today's world. So yeah. That's what I think.
That's good. And I think when we begin to go through these things and we start to get through it, right? And we hit the other side. Yeah. We've come out of this season and we learned a lesson. We've grown from where we were before this this stressful time or this hard season. That doesn't mean that season's not going to come back. Right. Yeah. Like it can come back later, and a lot of times it'll come back in a bigger way. Yeah. So it'll come back stronger. It'll be a harder time, but those lessons and those things that you learned, those things that you grew from, that's not just for that season. You use that again to shape you into the men and women that you want to, that you are going to grow into being. Yeah. And you use those lessons just like how the season may be harder or bigger, you use those lessons to grow you bigger and stronger. Right. And then you also, with those lessons, help other people with those, with the answer to that lesson that you just went through. Yeah. Like, we all are waiting for someone's story. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we never helped other people, the only reason why we can help other people is because we get wisdom. The only reason why you have wisdom is because you've gone through it. Yeah. You know, like, and I would say this, a lot of people can't share what they've gone through. And I would just recommend that if you've been through something and, you know, and you really want to share it, get that help, get that therapy you need, the counseling you need, because somebody is waiting on your story. That's not to rush anybody, but that's just saying, hey, there's somebody waiting on your testimony, your story, so that they can, like, you know, be healed. Yeah. So get that counseling, get whatever you need to be able to share that. Encourage us. Yeah. Because if you sit on it, then it's, you know, it's not to rush anybody, because, but you know, you want to do it for you, not for other people. But when you do it for you, then it can be for other people. It can be used for other people. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. A lot of times, seeing a counselor, seeing a therapist is seen as such a bad thing. Like, oh, no, I don't want to seem crazy because I go to a counselor and a therapist. But these are also people who have probably gone through a lot of the similar things that you are going through right now. So that's the reason they're there to help you. It's not because you're crazy or because they're crazy. No, it's so that you can overcome what you're going through. Yeah. And having that accountability partner, having someone there to walk you through that is necessary. It's very, very important. Right. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Yeah. Really, really good. This is all we can definitely dive into even more. I know. I feel like this could go longer and longer and longer. Yeah, absolutely. But that'll be it for today's episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you turn on all of your notifications. Yes. Turn them on. So you don't miss out on any more content that we put out. Thank you all for your support, and we'll see you on the next episode. Appreciate you guys. See you.